Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to do web scraping using C#.net. But before we start, if you have any questions or comments, go to our blog softwarenow.com, and there's a get in touch section at the bottom of the website. If you have any questions, drop an email there. And if you're looking for other solutions or some simple tutorials, learning center and solutions, here in our blog, it's where you can find the code for this next tutorial we're going to be doing today. So click C# tutorial, solutions C# tutorial, and click how to web scraping using uh, C#. All right, let's get started. I'll get the code from here to show you the steps, and I'll explain you line by line, or the steps as we go. All right, let's get started. Let's go ahead and create a Windows Form application. You can call it whatever you want. I'm calling scrapping data. Go ahead and click OK on Visual Studios, of course. If you haven't downloaded, go ahead and download it and create your project. All right, once your project it's done being created, Form 1 is going to open up. It is a Windows Form project. You can resize it. For this project, I'm going to resize it because we're going to be looking at a couple different data. So what we're going to be doing before we even start, what we're going to be doing is, if I go to this website, I'm on CNN website, and I want to, instead of right-clicking here, copying it, opening a text document, and then pasting it. All right, hold on. Instead of opening a text document and pasting into a text document and then analyzing the data, web scraping, it's basically the automation of this process of copying the data. Instead of us having to manually copy the data, I'm going to show you today how automatically we can pull this data into like a screen, for example. All right, so let's get started. On Form 1, let's add a rich text box. It can be whatever size you want. I'm going to make it quite big here so you can see. A rich text box. Right click on the text box. Click Properties. And name Text Results. Okay. And now we need 3 buttons. I'll make this fairly simple. First button, let's copy 3 times. All right. Don't mind my messiness here. Man, let's make it look nice and pretty here. Just so it's there. Let's make the buttons a little bigger. Alright. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but alright. Alright, first button, right click on that, and then let's click BTN Open Browser. Oh, actually, BTN Open Browser, yes. And then just let's name it Open Browser. Okay. Second one is BTN Scrape. And then let's name it Start Scraping. All right. And last one, and it is Exit. BTN Exit. Oops. And just call it Exit. All right. So we got our form created, but before we start with the code, we need to add three packages, 3 dependencies for this project. Okay. The first one, let's go ahead to get these dependencies. All I gotta do is click on Tools, on Visual Studios, New Get Package Manager, Manage New Get Packages for Solution. Click on that. Give it a second. All right. Now click Browse. On Browse here, just type Selenium, which is what we're going to be using. Here we go. Just type all right, well, I'm sorry, Selenium, Selenium. And you're gonna click on the one that says WebDrive back Selenium. All right, so let's go ahead and install this one. So you click on it and then install it. This is the first one. All right, let's give it a second here. At the bottom, the installation is taking place. All right, so it's done. Now we need the selenium.chrome WebDriver. So right click on that, select your project name, and click install. All right, this is the second one. And the last one, search for agility. And you're gonna install HTML agility pack. You can use this one that says by ZZZ, triple Z's here. Go ahead and click your project name and click install. Alright, give it a second. Alright, so at this point we have all the dependencies needed for this project. Alright, go ahead and click the NuGet. Alright, and now if you go to your Solution Explorer, I just wanted to confirm those dependencies are there. Oops, you click references, so you do see the WebDriver backed Selenium. You see the WebDriver, and if you want to see where all the other files are, you can always just right-click your project name, click Open File in Folder Explorer, and just back a little bit, and you see packages here on your installation folders. So you see HTML Agility Pack, Selenium.chrome WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium WebDriver back Selenium. All right. So this is just to confirm that we got them. Not all of them show up on the references, but they are included in the project. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Let's double click our form so we can get the default code, the form load code stub. All right, so this is what we got. All right, so let's open up our blog to get some of the code. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is initialize a iWebDriver. This is what what's gonna start up. This is what's gonna start up our this is what's gonna start up Chrome, and then we're going to start reading data from it. All right, so let's go ahead and if you see a squiggly line, just put your mouse over it, click on the light bulb, and click the first option, which is using openqa.selenium. All right, so that's the first one. All right, we got that one going. Well, let's go back to our, and now the first thing we're going to be doing, it's opening the browser. Okay. So let's paste this code. So what this code it's going to do, it's going to open the browser using the driver, all right? And it's going to do using Chrome. If you see the Chrome driver service squiggly line under it, go ahead and click on the light bulb at the bottom and then using openqa.selenium.chrome. Go ahead and click on that, okay? So what this does is it's gonna use Chrome. It's gonna open Chrome to CNN stock index HTML page. Okay, let's give it a try. This is just basic functionality of this tutorial. Go ahead and double click your button, your open browse button, and call the open browse function. But before we do that, all right. So let's go ahead and set up the exit button here. because we want to clean up. So whenever we want to exit out, let's go ahead and quit our driver so we don't have anything open that we don't want opened. Okay. All right. Let's go take for a test spin real quick to see what it looks like. What is it gonna do so you understand what the open browser functionality is doing. All right. So now we have our program open. Let's just open the browser. Let's see what it looks like. So I click the open browser button. So you got to give it a second or two there for the browser open with the proper URL. There you go. Now it's opening. I'm going to move it to the right here just so we can see it. All right, there we go. As you can see here, this is the website that we want. What we're going to be doing, it's pulling data from these three tables here, from losers, gainers, and most actives, right? And as you can see on top of Chrome here, this version of Chrome, it says Chrome is being controlled by an automated test software. So this is what we are doing this, right? All right, so now you understand what the functionality is. I want to demonstrate to you what we're going to be doing behind the scenes. And in order to do that, before we start scraping data, I want to show you. All right, so let's go ahead and wait for this to end, to load. Until it finishes loading, it hangs on the button. It hangs on the app. I can't do anything on the app until it finishes loading. Let's see, it's still loading. All right, let's go ahead and exit everything out. There's no need for us to stay there. All right, so this is basically what we're gonna do. All right, let's go. Once the app opens up the CNN Money market data, right? It's going to if you right click on like anywhere and click inspect, right? We're gonna be looking at some of the HTML code here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with HTML, but this is just basic HTML. Just right click near where you on the data you're looking for, and I've been on this page before, and I'm looking for a tag called T-body. All right. So here it is. So we're looking for this T-body tag, right? And there's three of them. There's T-body for this data, and this data. And inside the T-body, there's the headers, which is our TH tags, and there are TD tags, which is the actual data we're looking for. So within the T-body tag, I gotta look for this. I gotta look for the TR data and then TD data. All right. So let's go back to our code, to our blog and get the rest of the code that we're looking for. I'll explain what the code does. Just bear with me. All right. All right, so let's double click on our code so we can paste some more code here. So now we have the code that opens up the data, that opens up the browser and goes to the hotspot index.html CNN Money website. Now we need to retrieve the data from that website and put it somewhere. All right, so I'll explain to you what each one of these lines are. There's not a lot. There's a couple of lines here, but I'll kind of walk you through here. All right. So let's start with so find data. Find data is what we're gonna be using when we click the start scraping button. Okay. So on the find data, I initialize a list of web elements which I'll go through, like the T-body, the T-body element, the tag, the TR, and the TD tag. On the first set of elements I'll be looking for are T-body elements, right? Once I find these elements, I will loop each one of these elements, and inside these T-body elements, it's gonna be an inner HTML tag. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be an inner HTML attribute. This inner HTML attribute is going to include the TRs we were looking for. So let me show you what I was talking about here. So I will find this T-body first, then I'll find this TR, which is second, then I'll be finding these TDs. So as you can see here, let's look at my data here. So in the inner HTML, it's going to contain the TR. Then inside the TR, I'll be looking for the TDs. I'll be looking for the TDs. There you go. For the TD tags. And the TD tags is what's going to contain the data that I'm looking for. If I find any data with the TD tag inside the TR, which is inside the T body, I'll append to our result rich text box. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and run it, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so our program just opened. I'm gonna open the browser. Just give it a second there. All right, the browser, it is now opening. I move it to the right side so we can see side by side what's going on. Right, we have to wait until it finishes loading so we can start scraping for the data. All right, once your page finishes loading, you can see it's done loading. Shouldn't take that long depending on your internet connection. Now what you do is you click the button Start Scraping to start reading the data from these 3 different tables. All right, let's go ahead and click Start Scraping. And give it a second. It takes a little while for the process to run. All right, there we go. So as you can see here, the data from these 3 tables are displayed on the text result rich text box. It starts with AMD. It has actually the name of the company. It's the abbreviation, name of the company, the price, change, and change percentage. So this is the first table, the most active. This is the gainers table, which is the one at the bottom here. And this is the loser table, okay? And you probably are asking, how come I don't see the company price change and change percentage change on this table? The reason you don't see it is because on our code here, where we included TD, uh, those headers, those company pricing change and change percentage, are not TD or TH. But for for the purpose of the demonstration of this tutorial, I included TD so you can actually get a little grasp and see what the data looks like. And you can do that pretty much with anything. Let's say if I want to get this information here, the SP500, I just right click on it. I right click on this SP500 and give it a second. It's going to open. If you don't see it here, and if you don't see here on this inspector, if you don't see that what you're looking for, you can just do a Control F here to search, and you should be able to search for anything you need. Let's search for 500. All right, that's too many. All right, let's do SMP space 500. All right, there you go. I found 2. Let's see. Well, one of them, it's not what we're looking for. Let's see here. No, it's actually towards the bottom. Yeah, so on this one, it's a div tag, all right? And you can always find a div tag or a table as like this one here. On the table, we have T-body that we found. The T body has a TR. So we can pretty much do anything. We can actually use the scrap data method using Selenium and a Chrome WebDriver to log in into website, to auto log in into websites, as long as you got the credentials, of course. Log in into the websites and retrieve data, whatever data you're looking for. So just to recap here one more time, I'm just going to exit, and when it exits, it actually closes the browser for you, but I had closed the browser manually. All right, let's see if it's going to exit out. When it exit out, it tries to close the browser. It cleans the browser for you. All right, so I'll go ahead and finish it here. If you actually stop from Visual Studio, you're probably gonna leave some of the Chrome driver hanging. Let's see. Just I went to the Task Manager just to show you if this quit, if the driver.quit, it's not executed. You have some leftover processes here. Let's see if I have anything here. Actually, no. This one is pretty good. This one I don't have anything here that was left over. Anyways, okay. So let's go over once again. So what's happening here is we are opening, first step is we are opening our browser using the driver services, using Chrome driver services. Um, and if you wanna hide Chrome, if you don't want the user to see Chrome, you can always just uncomment this options, and which is headless, and actually add here to the driver new Chrome when you initialize the Chrome driver. All right. So once we set up the driver with the Chrome driver services, the driver navigate us to the hotstock index.html CNN web page. Once that page opens, all right, our, the program, once it opens and you click the start scraping button, the program will search for any element that has a tag name tbody. And on that website, in a on this web page, these three where it says most active, gainers, and loser tables. Okay, so it's gonna find a few elements. It's gonna find three different elements, which is for each table, right? So it's three. Within that table, within the tbody tag, it's gonna have some more inner HTML data. Within that HTML data, we're gonna extract the TR data. The TR tags, if you look at it, are TR tag, it's where it includes the actual TD data with each one of these companies' information. Let's see. Yep. So TD's the one with the company, with the information I'm looking for. So this is where I display the data. So it's TD. It's sort of an array. It's a var, but it's an array. So it's TD array index 0, index 1, index 2, and 3. What are those indexes, you ask? So if you go here, this is going to be index 1, 2, 3, 4. No, so it's index 1, index 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's go back to our code. And that's it. Whenever you're working with the iWeb driver from OpenQA Selenium, make sure when you exit your program, you you do a driver.quit to clean up your driver, close your Chrome so you don't have any process left pending. If you have any questions, or if you need help with this, we can also the same method to set up combo boxes, the drop downs. So let me know what you think.